Hey there. Welcome to episode 12. Wow, 12 weeks on this. It surprises me every time, like I've mentioned. Oh man. And doing and making these podcasts is there's a little rhythm coming. So, your prayers have really encouraged me, and the many questions that I'm surprised by where I can advise and help you, it's just been outstanding. I enjoy it. I love helping you, and just keep them coming. Anyways, tonight I'm recording in my usual spot. I'm a little laxed today though. I didn't prep my hair, face, not really. I mean, I did the basics, which was like brush my teeth and wash my face, but I felt cozy today. So I was like, let me just put on a sweater, t-shirt, and some sweatpants and get cozy in my chair. And even like a little bit of the background, my daughter's toys are there, and I'm just like, this is the week I just gonna have it a little raw. And it's going to be a very how to do something on this week's episode. So, anyways, let's jump into it and start with our gratitudes. I love these. It actually keeps me accountable for my own gratitudes throughout the week. So, thank you. And if you're doing it, I hope that it's also making an impact in your life. So, let's get to it. This week, I believe that I'm grateful for so many opportunities of healing, and also, wow, it's I feel like I was just talking about this last week, but it's very consistent theme in our life right now, and that's that I'm very grateful to be able to surrender to the Lord, even in what seems to be a place where one, honestly, without faith, can say they're drowning. I think that there's just this peaceful spiritual aspect that I'm extremely grateful for, that I've been able to reach, and I really want others to be able to be this at peace. So, I'll give you a few moments to think about what you are grateful for today. Alrighty, so I was able to actually look into an old journal of mine when I was starting to look at what I should invest in, what I should just be able to make money off of, save money, all that aspect, probably a good 2 years ago, right before I got married. My husband and I are entrepreneurs. I'm not sure if we've mentioned this on the podcast before in little interviews that we've had. I believe we have. Anyways, if we haven't, I will continue to mention it. The entrepreneur road is not supposed to be made the simple blueprint in our life. I think each one of us can have a path. The beauty of it is no one has the same exact one. We might be going through similar experiences or similar obstacles, yet each journey is just so different. So I'm going to share a little bit of my journal that I was just doing a lot of research, and I actually found this to be pretty helpful on ways to save money at the time. Now, you can take some of these and apply them and see kind of which one fits for you. So, I'm going to share 5 tips on how to save money fast. And so, like I said, at the time, this applied, and I just found this journal, so maybe it'll work for us. now. I know that the economy of recently has just been in shambles. If you've followed that or if it's impacting you, I don't think I have bumped into anyone currently that has told me they are thriving in this economy. Of my close friends and family, it's affecting so many, so many. And so I just found it kind of appropriate to address maybe ways to save. I know that isn't easy as of right now either, because there's a sense of survival mode going on around us. And so, yeah, maybe this will give us all a little bit of a way to save. So, the first one is set a budget for everything. My husband and I started to do this at the beginning when we first got married, and a set budget, I believe, doesn't work great. But I believe that having, let's say, groceries is $30. Obviously, that's not the case right now. So the budget is $30. Let's say you just get the needs. There has to be like at least a $5 to $10 wiggle room, I believe. That's what's worked for us. And how the groceries just keep going up in price. And so that's just something that has been working. Stretching out your food supply has been another fun little project that I've been able to get my hands on with setting these budgets. So that's just one example of setting a budget with like groceries. So being able to have an idea for both people in the house, like the man and the wife, of how it looks like, what is priority, what is need, what are we able to really put a budget on. I know it's hard sometimes with gas, like I said, groceries as of right now, it's very up and down. And so it's kind of like just work with it. If you gotta move it a little up, do it. If you have to move it down, if you gotta cut stuff, do it to maintain a certain level of a budget. Okay, so the second thing is, which I know is really hard on a lot of people, is to stop spending. Yes, when I mean that is spending on luxury. Luxury meaning going out to eat. That is a very big and hard thing that I think we got so used to. It's a luxury, and I've said it before and I'll say it again. It's not needed. I think it is so possible for everyone to learn how to cook, even if it's a simple meal and it's so repeated. There's an aspect of understanding that whoever cooks at the end of the day is tired. So maybe tag team it, or one person might be better at it, or learn it together. It would cut so much of that spending money. I know that because we've been through that. Our love is food, so we love food. We That's how my husband and I bonded, because we were a COVID couple, and when everything started opening back up, it was mostly food places. So we would always go out to eat food, and that was our bond. And so having to cut that was a big thing. So on the little side note of stop spending, it's what triggers mindless spending. So let's say you're bored and you're scrolling through Amazon. Probably not the best thing to do if you're trying to save money, right? So that's tip number 2. Tip number 3 is lower cell phone plan. I know that this one might not be a obvious one for a lot of people, but you don't need the new iPhone. Okay. I'm here to give it to you straight. You don't need it. If it has to do with a business, like you need high quality pictures and of all of that kind of sort, maybe, yeah, go ahead. I've actually been looking into, hopefully, when furthering this business that I am working on, being able to have those two phones, the iPhone, which I currently have, which is paid off, but just for my projects that have to do with social media, and I use Canva, and obviously like I use the phone more as a tool when it comes to those things. And so lowering your cell phone plan or even switching to a dumb phone, I think would help so much. And I believe that it would get you out more to be able to go talk to people. Again, that's my personal opinion of how that would work out probably for me. Uh, but anyways, I'm on a family plan, which is a lot cheaper for us. And so that one was interesting when I came across to it. The fourth one is, let me see. Create a visual reminder. So I know that mood boards are very popular. So something like that. I have something of that sort physically, not on computer, because there's some things that I will do on the computer, but then there's other things that I really, really need to either write out, post it in real life, on paper. So I'm currently looking actually at my little cork board in my office space, and I have post-it notes, and there's different things on them, like gratitudes, reminders of like things to buy for the house, uh, prayers, quotes, a little handprint of my baby that says babies and dreams, because I'm a mama and trying to do this business. So that's where we're at. And then a really pretty picture that my sister took. So you can do whatever you want. Get a cork board and just make it your own. Put goals on there, put reminders on there, and just that visual reminder of what you're doing and what you're trying to strive for. I think that that is really nice to do. And if you're a visual person, that's like a plus, an A plus. And so I enjoy doing it. I love putting my reminders up there and things that people have given to me. Just a really good reminder. And so you can even make a list of goals and just post it up there. Or make a list of goals if you don't have a cork board and put it on your fridge. You know, just have somewhere where it's dedicated to being able to do that. Okay. And the fifth and final one, which I have mentioned on this podcast before, is change your mindset. Currently, my coach, she's really big on mindset, and I don't believe that I knew the big power of mindset until it was, in a sense, just spoken in a way that I grasped. And I truly believe that changing your mindset is, one, really difficult, two, very possible. You have to tell yourself that it is possible. Whatever words come out of your mouth about someone, yourself, about a certain situation, guess what? That's gonna happen. And it's crazy because I've realized that. I realized that once I started changing either a vocabulary word or the way that I approached a situation, it just flowed so well out of me. Like, I've been able to reply to people when they've asked me how I'm doing. I don't just say, I'm doing fine, I'm doing good, I'm doing great. Those are all right words. But guess what? Those words that you speak, they're going to end up being your day or your life. And it's really hard to see that. But if you just change that one little phrase, one little word within that phrase of how do you reply to someone, it does wonders. So I've recently changed my words to, I'm doing amazing, I'm doing fantastic, I'm doing magnificent. And people are so curious to why I said that. They won't be like, oh yeah, that's good. They'll be like, why are you doing fantastic? Why are you doing great? Or like, why are you doing amazing? And then it makes me think of why am I doing those things? And it it just opens up this new pathway of thinking. And so if you haven't started looking into changing your mindset, I just recommend you do that. Change it today. Change how you are to yourself. It I can't emphasize it enough. It's beautiful and it's a way of life that is serene and causes just this sense of peace and motivation and just yeah. Anyways, those are my 5 tips on how to save money and changing the mindset within that of the positive with the money. It's a little tricky because I have that issue right now as well. Money was not kind to me at many points in my life, and I am doing my best to be able to be like, money is a tool. Money is not going to take over my life, even though it may seem like that. It's it's not. It's definitely not. And just kind of finding a way to look at it on a positive sense of like, let's say I get $10 from a course that I offer or a call that I offer, and I'm able to use that money as a tool back into the business of being able to get like a better quality camera. No offense to the camera I'm using right now, because this is what I got and this is what I'm working with, and I'm grateful for that. But it's like you get to produce and provide more from that money, from that source. You also get to provide or use that money for your family to be able to provide for them. So there's a beauty to it that I'm finding, but not an attachment thing to it. So changing your mindset to a more positive aspect can help in those that you find more tricky to navigate through. But anyways, I think I want to add one extra little tidbit. This is like a bonus tip. I believe that maybe 2 little bonus tidbits. Um, don't give up. It's gonna be tricky, a little sticky at first. Once you get the hang of it and you know what your needs and wants are, that will help solve a lot of the issues around saving money and spending money. And honestly, the reason that I wanted to talk about this is because so many couples argue over this, because it's such a high tension situation, because we need money for lots of different things, including like insurance, bills, rent if you rent, mortgage if you own a house, uh, just all the different aspects of where the money goes. And sometimes it takes a toll on people if they don't apply certain things to when it comes to money or boundaries or rules, and not in that negative sense but in a way that you can navigate, right? And so it's don't give up. When you feel discouraged, say a prayer, turn to God, journal about it, talk to your spouse about it, whatever's gonna work for you to bring you peace of mind. And then don't spend money on beauty, meaning DIY it. If you can do it, do it. Currently, I'll give you my example of DIY. We're able to buy seeds probably in June for like Father's Day. Very little intimate Father's Day gift for my husband. So the baby, my husband, and I picked out seeds to plant. And so I love to plant, but I've never had a green thumb. And so if you followed me on my personal account on Instagram, uh, I was just having a rough time that day, and a little seedling popped up. I had totally forgot that I planted these seeds, and it gave me so much hope. And then out of nowhere, all these little seeds started popping up. And so I'm really happy they're thriving right now. And it's lavender and rosemary. And I can smell the lavender right now, which I'm really excited to see it grow and then actually be able to dry it out and use it for my teas. And that's what I mean by DIY it. So if that doesn't give you motivation, find things. Pinterest it. Look, if you're into wood projects, look up, hey, what can I do with these extra pallets that I might have or extra wood that I might have? Just anything that'll help you not spend. So, hope those tips helped, and we will see you next week. Have a great week. I mean, a magnificent week.